Hey folks, Jonathan here. Alright, so I gotta try to make this kind of quick. My batteries are not the best on the camera. This is going to be the first video of quite a few on this car. And a lot of you may remember the original videos of this car when we first started and drove it, and we joked about the starter and all the other stuff when Noah was helping me. So let me run by why I haven't messed with this thing. A couple of reasons. One reason, or the main reason, was we couldn't find the serial number on the car, and the car's a 27, title's a 28. So we didn't think it was right. So now that the serial number has been located on the car, and we realized that the title serial number, if you run it through the Franklin board or the Franklin website, comes back as a 1927, but the title says 28. So it's the correct title for the car, but evidently they didn't sell it until a year after. So its title is a 28 even though it's a 27. So this is a 27 Franklin. The giveaways was the front brakes and the wooden frame. And now that we know we got the right paperwork for it, we've matched the serial number, everything's good to go on that, we can go ahead and do something with this car. So second thing, most of you seen Doozer Dan had fixed the piston for me on number one. Well, we run into another piston issue, and we ran into not being able to find a ring issue. We could find the 1/8 inch compression rings, but I couldn't find 1/8 inch oil rings. And then number two piston was not matching number one through, and all the way through 6. So what I done was pull it out and got to looking at it, and it's a different material and a completely different weight. So I have just decided that I'd buy a new set of pistons. So I bought a new set of pistons. These rings are the same as a Farmall Super A or a Farmall 240 or a 140, a 130, a bunch of different ones with an overbore with a 3 1/4 bore, 3.25. So I bought 2 sets of rings because they're 4-cylinder, because nobody else had rings in stock. The company I bought the pistons through didn't. So anyway, we've got that taken care of. Cleaning the engine up now. I've got to do the valves. So what we're doing now is getting ready to do the seats on these cylinders. I was going to sandblast and clean all these, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to clean them up really well and get them back on there. The cooling fins on these are copper because of the year of the car. So valves, original valves. I'm going to show you why I'm not using them, and they're pretty rough, but they're really thin at the top. So if I grind these, it's going to be a complete point. I could go around it, but it's going to take the diameter of the valve down. So I've located new valves. Well, these new valves are not Franklin valves, they're Chevrolet exhaust valves. So they're made a little different on what's called the tulip right here, but it don't matter. We're going to go ahead and run exhaust valves on the intake side also. Won't matter. The only problem is the keepers. So these have got roll pin keepers, holes through them. Push down. The retainers have got a countersink so the pin can't slide out, and they go right through. So what I've had to do, or what I have done, is went ahead and just drilled the valve out. Now I've done this plenty of times before on pulling tractors, on old tractors, and done it on hit and miss engines, stuff like that. So it's it's not a big issue. Now I haven't drilled this one yet, but you can see that I just go through the upper keeper slot, and it works out just perfect. So everything else is right. We're going to cut the seats, and we're going to lap the valves in. Got the seat cutter there. Got to do a little adapting because it's so far down in there, and I can't get my hand in the cylinder, so it makes it kind of hard to put the valves in place and stuff like that. So I'm going to have to do that with something that can grab it and put it down in. And I'm talking about, I've got I don't only have to put the valves down in there, and lap them and take them in and out and stuff. I've also got to put the guide that goes in for the to grind the seat on it. So that's got to be put in, got to be ground. I've got a piece I'm going to for an extension to get down in. So anyway, it's just rough to work on. It's an airplane cylinder is what it is. So I've collected enough stuff up, except for I need one more headlight ring to put these headlights back together. All the parts were missing. Got the emblem for the radiator, or the fake radiator. I think the only thing I'm missing now is the tail light lens. I'm going to try to locate one, or just put a different tail light on if I need to. I'm going to do the top vinyl on the top, and we're going to do the windows in it. Windshield, side glasses that are missing. And I've got somebody that can cut all that, and we'll do safety glass, especially the windshield. But interior just needs cleaned up. I'm just going to clean it up really good and probably put a blanket over the front seat. The rear don't have any rips or anything like that. I think it will just clean up and be good enough to drive like this. This is what it's what I want to do. I want to drive the darn thing. And drove a little bit in the video. Had a good skip in it. Didn't sound the best in the world, so we're going to try to go back and fix everything like it ought to be. Pistons weren't cheap, but that's okay. You know, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. So anyway, I've got a lot of other stuff going on. I've done a lot of work on a lot of different stuff here, and I've got I did do some videos. I have not kept any of my videos. I've just deleted them and never published them because just of having time and stuff. So I'm going to try to do some videos on some stuff because I've got a really big engine project that I've just about ready to pour concrete for. Everything's done besides that, and I'll have to do some video on that. I've got some more four-wheel drive wrecker stuff going on and stuff like that, and I know people used to be interested in that stuff. Whether you are now or not, I don't know, but I figured instead of doing updates every once in a while on everything, I'll just go ahead and do a few videos on a few things. And I like this car. This was a decent car, so just needs a good cleanup. All right, folks, got number one piston on finally, and I finally finished up number one cylinder. So a lot of work. Drilled the valves, got that done. Let me see, cleaned everything out, blew everything, honed it, ground the seats, lapped the valves in, do a little bit more cleaning up on it. Got to figure out if that's supposed to have a gasket or not. I'm not sure. It probably does. So all the gaskets I'm going to have to make for this thing. Of course, it has no head gasket, so everything there can be made pretty easy, just out of regular material. There you go. Start putting her back together. It's going to be kind of a job to get this cylinder down on now. It does taper really good, and I may be able to just ease it down and press the rings in as I go. Then again, I may have to make a spring compressor that'll actually come back off. So we'll see, but we're moving along the right direction. I've got a little bit more. Well, I got more valves to drill. I've got more, of course, all the cylinders to do and hone out, seats to do. So I just, instead of doing sort of production where you do all the valves, do all the seats, do all that, I'm just going to do one cylinder at a time, and kind of breaks the repetitious of it, and that way I can mentally handle this kind of stuff. I'm not no good at repetition. Henry Ford wouldn't have liked me, let's put it that way. Alright folks, it's getting dark on me. I got one cylinder on, made a new gasket, got everything together in it, and we're going to keep moving along, but I think I'm going to call it a night. It's getting dark. I think I might make one more gasket just to show you how it's done. We'll go from there. All right. Oh, let me show you also. So I want to show you what I've done for a ring compressor. I wasn't able to push them in my fingers. They were new rings. They're pretty tight. So I actually I cut a can up, and then I folded it in half, and it was a thin can, but if you can see, it makes this big ridge at the top. So when I put it on there and I clamp it around it, it can't go up inside the cylinder, even though the cylinder's tapered, because this is so fat. So just put a regular radiator hose clamp around it, clamped it, pushed it down, took it off. Really simple and easy. And this is really thin, and it is steel, I believe, because it was throwing sparks when I cut it, but it's just like an old tin can. I don't remember what was in this one. Some kind of coffee sticks or something. Found it in a junk car. So anyway, and it just barely overlaps. You don't have, a lot of them, the ones you get will have a bunch of overlap to them. So it's only a 3 1/4 bore. So this thing just overlaps enough to cover, and it didn't even really need to overlap as long as you clamp the rings in good. And then like I said, just pushed it right down, and I might show it later on a later video of putting it together. So Anyway, moving in the right direction, right? All right. There you go. Gasket ready to use. Don't take long. Pretty simple. Alright. Appreciate everybody watching. Till next time. Bye.